Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I'm going to attempt to take this 1 ton Trojan van from shabby to shiny. This one I've had for quite a little while, and whenever I received this I remember it quite vividly, thinking, this will make a great little custom. And of course, the majority of the paint has gone. Somebody else had already had the idea or intentions to restore this little fella. And where I am now, I've got, as I look up, I've got some, I guess, really high shelving where I've got these buckets and I've put a lot of cars in there. So I kind of acted a little bit of a lucky dip, and I reached in, grabbed this one out, and I thought, yeah, let's give this one a try today. But of course, with no wheels, this is going to be fun. Just one rivet on this car. Um, because there's not a whole heap to deal with it, I'm going to actually show you the drilling method, which I rarely do, but here it is, struggling to drive in. But of course, she does read underneath. 1 ton Trojan van, made in England by Lesney, number 47. And as soon as I kind of picked this out of my little bucket, I thought about the decal I wanted to put on the side. And, you know, I've got a bunch of decals from Sideways King 75. You'll always see, actually, in the top right hand corner of the screen there, always representing Sideways King 75. Does great decals, and we'll see some of those later on today. But yeah, let's drill down the center of the post. The small drill bit that I use is a 1.4 millimeter, and in fact we don't get too far on that first little go. So I'm going to lubricate the hole, and I do this sometimes, not all the time. I think ultimately the reason why engineers would use a little bit of lubrication here, you can see actually the drill, I think there must have been like an air pocket, because it did just kind of fall in and really just drill through perfectly there. But yeah, so I believe the reason why engineers would lubricate the drill bit is to prolong the life of the drill bit, not necessarily make it any easier to drill the hole. But I think it allows the drill bit to live that, few more drills longer. Switching out now to the 4mm. It's not just removing the kind of head here of the flange or rollover post, but it probably protrudes about 2 or 3 mil. So I actually want to take it all the way down, so that when I put in you can see the kind of amount of movement there. When I put in the screw, if I put the screw in here, it would still have that movement. So I need to kind of take it down all the way level with the base, so that I can, when I screw it, it doesn't have any kind of movement, and actually allows the van to have a little bit of a rake now that I have taken this down as well. Now, although I'm not doing as I am telling you to do, I would certainly recommend using a vise. I myself have scars on my fingers from slipping and putting the drill bit through my fingers. So, what is it? Do as I say, not as I do. Is that the old saying? But yeah, you can see the red on the inside of here, and a very, very light pube there. You can see quite a bit of metal here. I'll try and gather that up and put it in the bin rather than just wiping it onto the floor. And now we can truly lubricate the hole before tapping here. I like to kind of give it a firm push, but not too much. Of course, not too little as well. And you'll see this movement that I've kind of picked up along the way. I'll almost do one turn and then kind of one half reverse before going back forward again. So the trick, of course, is to, put in enough pressure on so that you're actually going into the hole, but not so much that you then pull the threads out. And again, it's just kind of timing it and not going too hard where you are going to pull those threads out. I've done it before where I've kind of gone all the way down to the bottom and then had that another little turn, and I've basically, the screw just falls in. What they say, like throwing a hot dog down an alleyway. So I needed to kind of put a bit of glue in there to get a bit of bite. But anyway, onto the mini foot long. Using my glove, of course, showing you there. And then in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. Giving a little swishy swish, and you can actually see a lot of the red paint, of course, that was on the inside of here. Now I could have potentially have just left it as it was and painted it straight off, but I like to make a good attempt. And this is where, of course, there is no interior. There is no interior glass, so we'll have to skip this section. But yeah, the casting here and the base have been in the caustic solution for all of 5 or so minutes. That's all it needed. Now we do have I don't know, can I count it as 100% paint removal today? I mean, there was only 10% of paint to remove, so I guess I did achieve 100% of 10%, so hey, I'll take it. But using my Dremel here, we'll polish up the base now. And there's the base looking lovely and shiny, I think you'll agree. I won't be painting that today. I do like to see the shiny base, and then I'll get the rest of the casting done the same, but let's just polish up the roof of the van. There were a few light kind of scorings in this from the previous owner's paint removal attempt, and after I've gone over it with this kind of, I guess, umbrella shaped wire steel bit, I went with this one of the smaller ones and really grinded out some of those previous marks. And of course, once the primer and paint and clear coat, you know, there's nothing remaining. It looks smooth as a baby's butt. But onto the pound shop for the perfect, what does it say? For the perfect finish or something like that. Tell you what, for £1, £1, it does a good old job. I want to ask Brian if he's managed to get hold of some yet. The wife did ask me just yesterday, do you want anything from the pound shop? I said, yes please, can you get me some primer? She forgot. I've still got a couple of cans left. But yeah, look at that. Looking good, looking fresh, looking nice. Something I haven't done before, I have kind of done some, I guess, paint mixes, but it's like trying to kiss here, isn't it? It's like, how do I get them in? I wanted to kind of, I don't know, a bit of an experiment, I guess you could say. I've got a solid red and a metallic red, and I just put one in, one in, one in, just to see what happens. You know, why not? I'm here for a bit of fun. I'm here for a bit of enjoyment, for something different. You know, I've done several hundred castings now, doing the same colours over and over and over. I'm sure it gets boring for you, let alone me. So why not have a go at something different? But I actually spent ages. I must have done 38 coats of this mixed up red, and I wondered whether it was because I did mix up the reds. Was it like create like a thicker mixture? Because this red in both forms, the standard, the gloss, and the metallic, they're both direct to airbrush. But I don't know what was going on at the time, and I thought, well, it's coming out. I'll just do the 38,000 coats. It wasn't until I was cleaning the airbrush after did I realise that I have a massive air leak in the head cap. So I took the head cap off, re-sealed it, and I use beeswax. Now there are some proper methods, you know, airbrush oils and stuffs, but yeah, I've since day one used the beeswax, and it normally lasts for a while, but I was mucking around with it recently, and of course I must have disturbed the the water tightness or the air tightness of it. But anyway, this is it. The following day, I've given it a good couple of coats of clear coat, and did I tell you? I must have told you before. I like your face. Have a cup of tea there. Of course, you've got to have a cup of tea. Need a set of wheels, and it's not until this point did I decide perhaps it's time to have a look. And ultimately, it's a small van, and whatever fits. And I knew I had this particular set, and in the back of my mind, I thought this is going to be the set. And sure enough, I believe this is the right set for this van. I think, to scale the correct size. And I've had these wheels for some time, and there's nothing else that I've been able to use it on because they're just too small. But like I say, for this van, perfect. But anyway, a little before shot there, and this is the after. So now, I didn't go crazy with the kind of different colours and that. I've just used my Molotov chrome pen for the grille there, the headlights, the little side lights on the front. And then you haven't seen it really, but on the bonnet there's a shell decal, and then shell on the sides, and then of course shell on the rear. Perhaps if I give this another coat of clear, it may hide the decal kind of lines there. Perhaps I could have, I don't know, maybe trimmed it a little bit shorter. This side one, this was the first one I'd done, and actually when it went on, first of all, when it was wet and it was, it kind of, I guess it was, translucent, right? It's clear, you couldn't see it, but it wasn't until half an hour later it dried out and it started to kind of stick out a bit. It was a bit of a shame, but like I say, I think another clear coat will probably get rid of that. But anyway, big thanks to my patrons, thanks guys, and thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon on the next.